are happy to welcome him in now, fresh off a new 4-year deal with the Detroit Red Wings. Congratulations, first and foremost, Anthony. What is it about the Red Wings that made you just want to stick around for, pretty midterm?
I think it's the arrival of Steve Yzerman.
Nice.
I mean, we saw what he did in Tampa, and I'm just hoping he can do the same thing over here.
You know, it's interesting, and I'm glad you kind of took the conversation that way, Anthony. A former teammate of mine, Steve's a good guy. Steve's a great hockey man. Do you get a chance during your contract negotiations with Steve and the hockey ops folks, do you get a sense of what the blueprint for the future looks like? Can you give us any insight there?
I mean, he knows we're in a rebuild mode. We talked last year during the season before it got shut down, and he knows where we're at. He knows where he wants to be at in the next couple of years. So that's exciting when you know your GM has a plan, and hopefully that plan is going to come to a good conclusion sooner than later.
You know, your 4-year deal is actually the longest contract that a Red Wings player has signed since Steve Yzerman took over as GM. So what was that like for you to know that, he respects you that much to take a longer approach than he has with several other players?
It's exciting. I mean, he sees me as part of the rebuild, and it's a huge honor for me to be considered a player to help this team win and this team to move forward. So I'm really excited today, and I can't wait to get things going eventually, hopefully sooner than later.
Anthony, I'm going to give you an opportunity to pump a line mate's tires. I mean, you don't land a big deal like this. I got to believe that, the likes of Dylan Larkin, Bertuzzi are pretty important too. They bring out the best in Anthony Mantha.
Oh, they do. I mean, I wouldn't be here without them, that's for sure. We had such good chemistry over the last year and a half, 2 years, as we built a nice line chemistry. And I mean, when we do play together, when we do play healthy, we're just a force on the ice, and those two guys are great teammates.
We're still hoping that we are going to see a return to hockey sometime in January. Again, we're hoping for that, right? But since you guys were one of the only 7 teams that did not return to play this summer in that crazy 24-team tournament that we saw, it could be 10 months or maybe even more between meaningful games for you guys. So what has this whole time been like for you in terms of trying to stay sharp? Have you watched hockey at all when it was going on? Did you watch the Stanley Cup playoffs? What's this been like?
Oh, I did. I watched a lot of games. So obviously, when you're not on the ice, you're still trying to get better, right? So obviously, watch Tampa. They had such a great playoff run, so that was exciting to see. What is it like? We need to work out. Never stops. We need to go on the ice. That never stops. Also, right now, the hard thing is just to know kind of when we're getting going, for our body to be ready, for our head to be ready. Hopefully we get an answer or a date, even if it's further down the road, just something that we could motivate ourselves even more, because right now it's kind of a dead end, if I can say. No one knows really anything. We're working out, we're going on the ice, but like no end goal kind of thing.
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up really quick, too. So 10 months, I mean, that's got to be longer than you've ever gone between meaningful games, right, in your life. So what have you been doing to try to, I don't know, keep some sort of normalcy or rhythm in your game?
I mean, I got to Detroit 2 months ago. Since then, we're skating 4 times a week. Every Thursday, we're trying to do a little scrimmage. There's maybe 12, 15 guys per team. So we actually get lucky. We have a big group. I've been talking to guys around the league and people telling us that they have groups of 3, and I guess it must be super hard to skate or do anything with a group of 3. So we're pretty fortunate to have all those guys around the Detroit area, and like I said, hopefully we get things rolling real soon.
Anthony, there's a couple of ways to reconstruct a team. One is to build through the draft, through youth. One is to acquire pieces from outside. Seems like Steve's kind of following parallel tracks here and doing both. Your thoughts on some of the recent ads, like Filppula coming back, like Sam Gagner, like Bobby Ryan, Mark Stahl on the back end. Feels like you guys are going to be more competitive earlier rather than later.
Well, that's the goal. Obviously, it's to be competitive as soon as possible. For us, if this year we could try and do a playoff push or just make playoffs, you never know what can happen. Next year, try to do a big push if we do make playoffs. The following year, maybe we become contenders. So essentially, that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to sign a mid-long-term deal is I know this team can be a competitive team in a couple years.
Yeah, we can't wait to see that rebuild happen. Of course, a historic, original six franchise with a lot of pride. So I'm sure you guys will be more competitive this year. Before we let you go, I understand that you were busy not only negotiating a new contract, but also taking part in Halloween. I think we have a picture here with the Lederhosen, as Stu was saying. Whose idea was this one?
Not mine. But
you pulled out the shorts, great, or the Lederhosen, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. It was actually a couple days in advance before whoever's in town team party. So it was a fun night.
You must have had to search far and wide to find a pair of German Lederhosen to fit that big frame of yours, my friend.
Oh, yeah. One big store.
Oh, that's great.
Well, you pulled it off.
Yeah, the
Looks
big and
great.
tall Lederhosen. Yes, got to go there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the time. Congrats on the new deal.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys.